Well, hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. We have got a lot to get through in this video today. We've got Lammers, we've got Dessers. That's usually would give us a nightmare. You've got Butland, we've got Danilo, we've got the PFA Awards, and we've got a whole lot for you. So, guys, come on, obviously, smash that sub. Come and join the channel. Fastest way to obviously make sure you never miss out on all the great free content as we smash it towards our target of 6K subs by the end of the season. So where do we start? Well, let's start, obviously, with an interesting story that has come about regarding Sam Lammers. Now, Sam Lammers obviously was an abject failure at Rangers. He's gone over to FC Utrecht in Holland, where he has been an absolute roaring success. Yes, that's right, a roaring success. And I know that many of you will be going, God knows how that happened, especially as I think a lot of people regard the Eredivisie as a more difficult league than the SPL. Certainly some very good teams in that league. Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV Eindhoven, Twente. There's some good sides in there. Since Sam Lammers has gone to Utrecht, they've gone from being a team in danger of actually going down to a team that is, I think, in the top 10 now. I mean, that's how good it's all really gone since he's gone there. Now, I mean, if you look at his stats this season in the Eredivisie, 15 appearances, 9 goals, 3 assists. That's 12 goal contributions in 15 games, which does sort of beg the question is, number one, where was this player at the start of the season? Number two, did we not use him right, as he's playing obviously as an out-and-out 9 for Utrecht? Now, Rangers paid around £3 to £3.5 million for Sam Lammers last summer, and I think a lot of fans have kind of resigned themselves to the fact that we're never going to get that money back. However, it now emerges that there could be a strong possibility we could get that much money, and if not, a little bit more back for Sam Lammers. How, you say? How could anybody pay more than £3 million for Sam Lammers? Well, Utrecht apparently are keen on retaining the service of Sam Lammers at what they say would be the right price. Don't know what they say the right price is, but apparently that's what they say. Also, apparently Twente have also cast their eye over Lammers after his impressive performances for Utrecht. Now, there's been reports in the Dutch media today and yesterday that it's not only those two Eredivisie sides, but Dutch giants FC Feyenoord of Rotterdam also are apparently very keen on Sam Lammers. Now, Feyenoord are a team with a reasonable amount of cash sloshing around, a team that will undergo a transition this summer if, as expected, their boss Arne Slot goes to take over from Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. So apparently Feyenoord are interested in reinforcing their forward line. They never really replaced Danilo, apparently. They've looked at Bojan Mijovski is one person. They are looking at around 8 to 9 million. But they're also looking at bringing in Sam Lammers as well. So you've got 3 Dutch teams all apparently vying for his services. Now, if this is the case, hopefully Rangers can get a little bit of a bidding war going on here and perhaps even make a profit, which would have seemed, when that loan was agreed, it would seem massively unlikely you'd get anything more than about £1 million for the man. I mean, let's face it, he's didn't exactly impress at the start of the season, but let's face it, if a club as big as Feyenoord of Rotterdam come in for him, a club that is going to be playing in the Champions League, a club that is going to be that won the Dutch Cup this year, a team that only a year ago won the Dutch title, that would be utterly phenomenal, and it would be a great move for Rangers. I think we could get a little bit more money, perhaps around about £4.5 million for him, making a bit of a profit on him from Feyenoord. Now, there's also rumours as well that the new manager might be someone with a Rangers link, according to reports again in the Dutch media. Giovanni van Bronckhorst has signalled that he is ready to return to management finally, and is interested in taking over from Arne Slot if he leaves Feyenoord for Liverpool this summer. Now, let's move it along. So, it's sort of, weird way, it kind of links into this. Danilo, obviously, who we signed from Feyenoord, surprisingly. £6 million. Now, not really impressed this season due to the fact that he has had 2 very serious injuries. Now, he's obviously shattered his cheekbone in that game. I think it was against St Johnstone, if memory serves me correctly, which, was pretty terrible. And also, then he gets this knee injury that keeps him out for a substantial length of time. This season, in terms of his appearances, in terms of what he's achieved this year, he has scored goals. Only 6 goals this season in very limited appearances, played in 21 games in total, some of those off the bench as well. Look, you could think whatever you want, about Danilo. He has scored some vital goals. That goal at home against Hearts, for example. He has, I think, got the pedigree to be a decent player, but I don't think we can truly assess him on what we've seen this season because of the fact that it's such a limited sample size and the fact that he's constantly been recovering from injuries that are not really down to any sort of weakness there in his muscle groups. It's down to very much impact injuries. I mean, if you look at the injuries that he's got this season that have kept him out, it was an impact injury against St Johnstone. It was an impact injury against Hearts. Now, according to reports in the media, again, it has been suggested that Danilo has teased a return to action by appearing on the training ground. Now, this hasn't been seen very often. Now, obviously, he's been pictured numerous times in the gym working out, including in that very weird contraption of a machine that he was pictured in the other day. Not quite sure what that was. It looked like something out of Star Wars. But according to Football Scotland and a number of other sources, Danilo is back on the grass. He allowed pictures and clips of him to be taken of him running back on the surface. Now, to what extent he's taken part in full training, that is not known yet. Obviously, a lot of that goes on behind closed doors. He hasn't featured, obviously, since that 1-0 win away from home at that 1-0 win against Hearts. Where he suffered a serious knee injury and was obviously forced to undergo surgery as a result of it. Now, there were fears for his long-term fitness and health, but apparently, according to the club and according to reports, he is back to full training. Now, his training so far has only been some light work for the first time in a number of months, but he's looking to hit his stride as soon as possible, apparently, and get himself back into contention for Philippe Clement's side. So, it's positive, at least, that he is back, that he's running, that he's taking part. I've long said that, I think if we'd had a full, consistent season out of Danilo, we probably would have seen the very best of him. Would we have seen as much of Cyril Dessers? I don't think so. As much as Philippe Clement likes to rotate his team, if you've got a striker like Danilo, who would, I think, be banging in 20, 25, 30 goals a season, you are going to stick with him. That is just how it is in professional football. And I genuinely think that this lad could have gone on and done a job. That's just my personal opinion, looking at what he did in Holland. Look, we can't obviously make a full assessment because why? Because he hasn't obviously played a number of games consistently because of these injuries that he has sustained. But it would be great to have him back. I posted on X yesterday a prospective Rangers team with Danilo in it, and just said, look at the strength of this side. And it was a team that obviously with Jack Butland in goal, Tav, Suter, Balogun, and Ridvan. Obviously, he's missed a lot of the season as well as our back five. Then with Diamande and Sterling in midfield, which I think will be very exciting and dynamic. A 3 behind the striker of Seema, Cantwell, and Cortez. I mean, can you imagine the pace and the threat that Cortez and Seema could bring out wide? And then Danilo up front. I think Danilo and Cantwell would link well. I think they'd interchange positions, given the fact that Danilo can move out wide. He can drop into the 10 role as well. So, look, that would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? And I think it's kind of just been tragic that we've obviously lost these players for the running, and we've lost these players for substantial amounts of the season. What a difference I think having a fully fit squad could have made if you look at that. I mean, can you imagine taking that side to Parkhead? That is a team that I think could give Celtic a really good kicking at the end of the day. Now, one striker obviously who's had to step up in the absence of Danilo is our very own Nigerian nightmare, D9, Desadinho, or whatever you wish to call him. The enigmatic, I think is the correct word, Cyril Dessers. Now, Dessers has been speaking to the media at Rangers training ground, and he was talking about the fact that, in his words, he's not a nice striker on the eye, I think was what he said. He said he may not be the cleanest of strikers, he may not be the best of strikers, but he still, in his words, does a job. It's interesting, isn't it? I think you can kind of say that he is very much a scuff merchant. He does have a lot of goals going off his arse, off his thigh. The Motherwell game, the Servette game, for instance, spring to mind. He is just a very enigmatic striker, someone who at times will score you an absolute worldie with some amazing footwork or a fantastic shot, and then at other times miss a chance that that you feel that actually, you know what, even I could score that goal, and obviously make some mistakes. It's almost to me like when Dessers has time to think, he messes up. He's almost Sakala-esque in that outlook. Dessers has obviously spoken to the media, and he outlined ambition. And then again, like Todd Cantwell in the video yesterday, that unfortunately didn't get the views that I would have liked it to have gotten. He outlines a player who's clearly got ambition for the rest of the season. Now, he's obviously moved on to 20 goals across all competitions, not 20 goals in the league, 20 goals across all competitions. Speaking to Rangers TV, he says 20 goals is a beautiful number, but I don't want to stop there. I want to keep going and I want more. Now, it's nice that he's got a hunger, that he's got a desire to go on. I think sometimes, you can kind of have an achievement in mind and you reach that achievement and you kind of like go, oh, we've done it. That's it. And I think it's good that he's clearly got that ambition to go on beyond it, no matter what you think of him in terms of his chances and the chances he misses or how many goals he should have by this point in the season. So not a lot of Rangers strikers got there in the last year, so I think it's a nice milestone for me to score a winner in a game like that, e.g. the St Mirren game. There is no room for errors now, so we are very happy we got the win. It's nice that the team seems to be realising that there is no chance now to lie back, no chance to just kind of think, oh, well, we'll get them again next week. It is an all or nothing situation. He said it's not new for Tav, not only this season, but also his whole career. He has given us many assists like this, but it was unbelievable cross, which the goalkeeper misread, and I was there to make the goal. Giving credit to his captain, obviously, for that fantastic assist. This is a tricky place, and we knew that before the game. I think that we may be having a real superstar. This is one of the best teams in the league. You could see that had a clear game plan, which they executed and gave us a lot of difficulties. But we were patient, and we knew our moments would come. They would get tired, and we had made good use of that. And I think, like I said, it is nice that he has this ambition to go on and get more, that he wants to, really push it and be a success. And look, if he can get another 3, 4, 5 goals in this league, and perhaps another one in the cup final, that would be absolutely fantastic. And what we all want at the end of the day, no matter what you think of him, whether you think he's good enough, not good enough, it's all for me now about these last 5 games that are remaining, 4 league, 1 cup, win them all and see where we are at the end of that and what we have succeeded in doing. Personally thinking if we can win the next 5, I do think we win the domestic treble. But let's hope that doesn't paper over the cracks. Okay, where are we going now? We're going to, obviously, Super Jack Butland in goal. Now, Super Jack Butland in goal, fresh off his Rangers Player of the Year and his Players Player of the Year. He has now been nominated for the PFA Scotland Player of the Year. Now, the 4 nominees are Jack Butland and James Tavernier, Lawrence Shankland and Matt O'Reilly from that lot. Now, look, they are 4 very good players, no matter what you think of Matt O'Reilly or Lawrence Shankland. They are good players. I mean, Shankland scored over 20 goals this season in the league. O'Reilly has been successful for them this season, although he did disappear for about 10, 11 games and was in very poor form for them. Jack Butland, for me, has been absolutely consistent this season, has been, one of the best players in Scotland, if not Britain, in terms of his form, and really should be in the England squad for the Euros. Jack Butland, outstanding for me. I think, you look at these four players, and Lawrence Shankland has had an outstanding season. James Tavernier, in terms of his numbers, has had an outstanding season in terms of his numbers, guys, not his defending. Matt O'Reilly has had a very good season for that lot. Hurts to say that. But for me, and I know I've got blue tinted spectacles on, I know I'm a Rangers fan and I will be biased, but for me, Jack Butland has been the best of those 4, and I wish him all the very best and hope that he adds another award to the 2 that he won, obviously at the Rangers Player of the Year Awards on Sunday night. Also nominated apparently from Rangers is Ross McCausland, nominated for the Young Player of the Year. We wish Ross obviously all the best against some very tough competitors in that award as well. Well, guys, we've covered a few stories there. Please obviously get back to me. Let me know what you think of the stories, guys. Obviously, smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, 2 things I ask on the way out. Number 1, smash that like. And number 2, remember always, please never forget, We are the people.